you clearly don't have ball knowledge. How do you not rate Rob Holding? You rate that. You rate
Yeah,
that. You seriously.
the
It's not just.
fans.
It's not just one thing, James. It's a whole multitude. These Manchester United have won trophies since that time.
Yeah, Granite Xhaka did. Granite Xhaka won trophy.
Declan Rice will be winning a trophy with us. I guarantee it.
Right, okay, well, I'll hold you to that. I'm clipping that. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're watching around the world. This is One Way Football. I'm joined here today once again with Edward Nash. Welcome, Edward Nash, to the back to the channel. And
Thanks for having me,
today,
bro.
we are going to be talking about a topic of disliking certain players within Arsenal's club, such as likes of Rob Holding and Xhaka. So look, listen, I'm going to give you the reins today, and I'll let you have your word and say about what you think should be improved in suggested players that come into the club and how they've been treated or how they treat the club in general. So over to you, Ned.
Right. Okay, so before we continue, I need to explain the context of it. Last week, when we did the video, I showed my friends it. One of my friends in particular made some comments about my comments on Rob Holding. And what he brought up was the fact that you've got an agenda against a lot of players in the club, like past and present. Asked him to explain that.
Like you yourself.
Yeah, me myself, like I've
Yeah.
got an agenda again. I got agendas against players.
Okay.
Now I don't uh what I don't see it as an agenda personally. I see it as these players let me down. They weren't good enough for the club, and when you know me, James, I'm a fair man. I give praise when praise is due, and then I give criticism when criticism is necessary. And with these particular players, there's been more criticism than there is praise.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I get you.
And then he was really laughing at me and you arguing over Louise and Holding. And can I just say, majority of them agreed David Luiz is better than Rob Holding.
Yeah. Well, I
So
don't know.
basically,
Just didn't see
like,
it in David Luiz. I really didn't.
I listen. I get it. There's better defenders than David Luiz, but between those two, I think the else is clear.
I think
And
because of the potential of let's say Rob Holding being at the club longer than David Luiz, maybe he had a bit more passion about the club than David Luiz did because he came from Chelsea.
David Luiz though played a Champions League final, broken leg, scored a penalty. Was Rob Holding done? Has Rob Holding done anything like that?
Well, he won us FA Cups.
Champions League or FA Cup, which is a better trophy?
Yeah, we haven't won the Champions League. This is the problem. If David Luiz had won us the Champions League, then we yeah okay, but he hasn't. So if we're going off like a domestic cup like balance, then it has to be Rob Holding.
Okay, let me put it this way. Everyone says Romero at Tottenham, he's won a World Cup. Mustafi's won a World Cup. Does that make Mustafi a world-class player? No. So you can't say Rob Holding
Then
because he
yeah,
won.
but then we're basing it off of just the club statistics. Do you know what I mean? Like he's won the World Cup, but I don't think, yeah, with what he's done with for Arsenal, we he's was shocking. But what he did with his national side was outstanding.
Wait,
It
you talking about David Luiz here?
we could pick out a lot of players and say that they're not world class, but they have won the World Cup. So just because I mean they haven't won major trophies at a certain club doesn't make them not world class. But Rob Holding hasn't done that. So yeah, I
And he never
understand the
will.
argument. Is there players in this club at the moment that you dislike now?
Not at the moment, no. I mean, there's some I'm indifferent towards, but there's not saying I'm like I dislike these men so much that I'm not going to give him no credit at all. Like, there's none of that at the minute. Like, I'm quite happy with the players at the moment. Maybe there's a few that need offloading. Don't get me wrong. I mean, but majority of them is like it didn't work out, or thank you for your service, but time to move on. Like in that instance, that would be Jesus or Sinchenko or Tavares or Lakonga. Like
Yeah, I
those
mean the
players, I've
players
got
that
no.
haven't really had a chance, to be fair.
Yeah, the players I've got no wall against them, and there's literally no player in the team right now that I've got any. dislike or hatred, or I'm completely against them. But obviously, there may be a few where people may not agree with me. Like one example would be Kirill. I do like Kirill. Now, a lot of my friends, pre Gabriel getting injured, they were all saying not good enough, get rid of him, etc., etc. And I kept telling them, look, this guy, he's just a backup, right? He's not like we just bought him as backup. Like he's not gonna play. Like we know he's the backup, so there's no need to be like that on him. But since he's taken over Gabriel's position, since the injury, you can't say he's not been good. He's not been good. Like he has been good in that position. Like he's been a good cover. So the set Kvyat, I do like Kvyat. I do think Kvyat is one that a lot of Arsenal fans aren't leaning towards. But me personally, no. So to answer your question in full, no, there's no player in the team I don't like at the minute. But I do think there's a lot of players that in the team that maybe people will are not taking to, like Sterling, Neto, Kyrgios. Like those are players I've not seen any praise being heaped upon. So I obviously Sterling justified, Neto justified, but Kyrgios, I do think there's a harshness there. Obviously, there's a backup. Like you watch videos from Mr. DT, he's always going on about Kyrgios in a negative, like pre the takeover. But
Yeah, but I
it
mean, there's
is
a lot
what
of
it is.
content creators out there, that are. I mean, look at Lee Gunner. I don't think he's ever made a good point ever on anything that Arsenal have ever done, unless it's prior 2004. Because ever since then, is just whatever you say is good. We get to semi final, it's bad. We get to, we finish second 3 times in the season, it's bad. That's not just because of the players' fault. I think some people are just too hypocritical on the situation. With when we go back to seeing Rob Holding, like I said, he at least he won us trophies. And rightly so. I think there was a spell he played right back at one point, Rob Holding, for in the FA Cup final. Um, I'm sure that was 2017. But
Yeah,
still, I don't see the negativity towards Rob Holding of what he did. Um, he wasn't as bad as suggested as how he took the things, like where the incident that we bring up with Xhaka, when I know I have to remember you wanted him out for a long time, because of the slurs and what he made on the pitch, and he was having a hard
nobody liked
time.
what you did.
Yeah. No, I don't really see the argument between the Holding thing though. Um,
Like, here's the
I
thing.
mean,
Like, okay, so when we were challenging the title for the first time, Saliba got injured. Rob Holding had to come in, and he was absolutely dreadful. And I remember that Man City game where we got.
yeah, but say, but he hadn't played for a long while as well.
It doesn't matter. Like you've got a whole you if you're playing, you're being paid a high wage here. Like you signed a new contract as well. Like you're supposed to be playing like to a certain standard, especially if you're coming in for William Saliba.
Yeah,
There's a so I'm not taking any excuses. So when it came to that Man City game, when he was just letting in goal after goal after goal,
yeah,
I kept going on Instagram saying like, I hate Rob Holding, I hate Rob Holding, I hate Rob Holding.
yeah,
And so many, and I had this one knobhead going like, "You're not a real fan, scapegoating players. How can you not back this guy? You clearly don't have ball knowledge. How do you not rate Rob Holding? You rate that. You rate
yeah.
that. You seriously rate that. Like someone letting in goals over and over again. Like when we're supposed to be competing, we're supposed to be winning the league. We're supposed to be challenging for the league, and he's just letting in goal after goal. So you want me to rate that? And I got people, and man had the audacity to compare him to Ronaldinho, man.
Whose fault is that though? Because I get understand, but if he's not being trained under the supervision of backroom staff properly, then surely he's not doing well in training. So then he shouldn't be getting picked,
Well, if
should
he's
he?
not
So
doing
that
well in
then leads
training, he
that
shouldn't
leads
be
to
playing.
Arteta, doesn't it?
If he's not doing well in training, then he shouldn't be playing.
Well, then
Simple as
whose
that.
fault is that though?
Well, I mean, who? He's the one who got. You've got to play. You're the player. You're the player. You're supposed to be playing to the level. Why are you not doing it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, okay, so I mean, Rob Holding. So you wouldn't have said you would have said that Rob Holding going to Crystal Palace wasn't a bad thing then.
Mate, I would have drove him in attack. I would have drove him there. Like when he was saying, when I was saying, when they were saying he was going to go to Turkey, I said I'll drive him to the airport.
I don't think he was that bad. Do you know what?
He
The
was to
likes of
me.
some teams would have picked him. So I mean,
Yeah,
you have
teams.
to.
Yeah. All right, I'll tell you the teams that were picking: Grimsby Town, Southend United, Oldham Athletic,
Crystal
Berry
Palace,
FC, Sheffield United. Right now,
Crystal Palace.
yeah, and he's not. He doesn't even play for them, so
Huh?
he's not even played one game for them. So
He's still there though, isn't he?
is he playing for them?
No, but that means
Well,
he's
then
also won an FA Cup, one more than us. He left
no,
it
no,
in.
no, 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 no. He's at Sheffield United when they won that FA Cup.
Oh well, I thought he joined into 2023 at.
Yeah, but then he
Um.
went out on loan to Sheffield United this year.
Oh well,
That was
then
that was before the FA Cup final.
right. Okay. Well, then he still has it under his belt because
No,
it's
he
his
doesn't
club.
because he wasn't in the team. He wasn't even at the team at the time.
Okay, so all right, so we've gone off the issue of Rob Holding. You disliked him. What other players did you not like then?
All right, now this has been a long time coming. I've been waiting for this for 2 years now. Like you and me were supposed to have this debate around Granite Xhaka
You've been
because
waiting for 2 years. He must have had a poor season for 2 years, whoever it is.
all right, two so 2 years ago it was the first title challenge. You were begging me all that season to back him, and I was
Go,
not having any of it. And
go
then
on,
we were going to come on here and do the video to say the jacket debate, and it never happened. So there's no time like the present. Now that we're back, we need to have that debate.
go on.
So let me take you back to October 2019. We're playing Crystal Palace. We're 2-0 up at home. He was captain.
2019.
That's when it happened.
Right, okay. So we this is prior just like through lockdown.
Oh, this is going back. This is going back years before lockdown, but this is the pivotal moment.
Right, okay.
If you allow me to explain. So
Go on.
up until that point, Granit Xhaka was made captain, and he had even Ian Wright up until that point. They said he's only had a handful of good games since he had been at Arsenal at that time. He signed in 2016. Since
Mm.
that time, he hadn't been playing well. He'd either been putting in average or below average performances. And remember, this is the guy we picked over N'Golo Kante. So it's pretty much you can either have a Lamborghini Aventador or a Ford Escort, and Arsene Wenger went with the Ford Escort.
So you
So,
are you slating that Shaka for this now?
well, I'm trying to explain it to you. I'm trying to make the comparison.
Go on.
So I'm saying we could have had Kante, N'Golo Kante, who just won the league with Leicester, but we got Granit Xhaka instead because Arsene Wenger didn't want to spend the money. Now,
Okay,
Granit
yeah.
Xhaka did not. Now, Granit Xhaka did not perform well in those first few years. Like
Let me just
we
state
were
as well in Wenger prior Wenger era, we never really spent that much money. I mean, was it not our biggest payout was Aubameyang at the time?
No, that was afterwards. Aubameyang
After,
was 2017, if I'm correct.
right,
I
okay.
believe I don't remember what the
But to that
biggest.
time,
No,
Aubameyang was our biggest signing, as
no,
in money.
that would have been Lacazette. Lacazette
Right,
actually.
Lacazette. Right, okay. But
So
then Arsene Wenger's never been that one to go out and splash loads of cash anyway. So
Mesut Ozil.
yeah, and how much did we pay for Mesut Ozil?
That was around 45. That was actually before Shaka as well.
45.
Yeah.
Right now we're jumping like a few years on from Xhaka. 45 is
I,
nothing.
I don't remember how much Shaka was. He was like in a 20 mil. Anyway, we're getting off subject. So 2019, that incident happened with Crystal Palace where he does the whole thing like, what? Yeah, go on, blame me. Well, if you were playing well, we wouldn't be blaming you, would you? And
He's
you're
just had
supposed
a
to be the
bad day though, isn't it? I mean, it's just
bad
criticism.
day, but it was a bad day. It was a bad few months.
Yeah, but teams go through it, don't they? Look at Man United.
Look, yeah, and look, I get that. Man United though, they were playing well at the time. We're not talking about now. We're talking about what happened. why I don't
Yeah,
like
that's
it.
what I'm saying. But look at now, look at how Man United are like compared to what like Xhaka was going through. That's even worse. So we've got to kind of look at ourselves and give our heads a little bit of a wobble and say, all right, back then wasn't so bad. Did it
Yeah,
now?
let me ask you though, did at any point at this season, did any of the Man United players tell our own fans to F off?
Did he say F off? Did he?
Yeah, one minute, because I have friends who sitting at the dugout at the game who heard him say F off.
Right, okay. I mean, if you're stuck in a corner and a lot of people are giving you abuse, eventually you're going to snap.
Look, I remember, yeah,
You're only doing as best as you can, aren't you?
well, you're clearly not if you're getting if you're getting the abuse, if your people are telling you you're playing badly, you're clearly not doing the best you can.
And you know, he got sent. He got sent off that game, wasn't it? That
No,
he
he was
said that
substitute. It was a
he was
tactical
substitute.
substitute. It was a tactical substitution. Like I'm
Yeah,
coming
so
off
the
of the
fans
pitch
were
of
trying to
progress,
get him off
and then
quicker.
he was just walking off
Yeah,
slowly,
he was
like
walking off
walking
slow. Yeah, I
like
understand
you're
that.
standing there like okay, forget that first. I don't care if people are booing you or bantering you. You get off that pitch as fast as you can. You're supposed to be the captain. You're supposed to be the leader of the club, and you're standing there like this is WWE, like this is wrestling. Like,
Yeah,
and then you start going on like that. Then you
yeah.
go like that. Then he said F off. Then he stormed down the tunnel, ripped his shirt off. And to me, that was completely disrespectful. Like, think of the people who wore that armband: Patrick Vieira, Tony Adams.
Yeah.
Uh, like to just throw it on the floor like that, completely disregard it. There's a lot of history in that Arsenal captaincy, and you've just completely discarded it.
But
So
he did redeem himself towards the end of his career at Arsenal, though,
yeah,
didn't he?
this is where you come in because you were trying to get me all that season to support him.
Because it would have been, we were so close when I remember his last season. Was it 22 or 23?
22, 23.
Yeah, and we had such a good season. I actually thought we were going to win the league with him that season.
That was one, yeah, one good season though. How long have you been there though? 6 or 7. So one good season does not make up for a previous 6 bad ones. So
Mm,
let me put it this way: if your missus cooks a dead food for 6 years, right, and then
yeah.
in the final year of the relationship, she brings you a dish and it's like a fillet steak, garlic mashed potato, asparagus. You like it's a nice dish. She does that make up for the other 6 years of like
Well,
biscuits
I
and
start
gravy?
wondering why she started making me good dishes all of a sudden.
Exactly. So why are you doing it now? Why didn't you do it before?
Yeah, well, like I say, people are still building, aren't they? People are still improving on their football.
That did take you 6 years to have a like. Let's not pretend like he's an academy player. Like he was a senior
Right,
player.
I can tell you what, I put it in like perspective. Look at Gokares, right, at Sporting now. Okay. When he was at Coventry City, was an okay player. When he was at Brighton, okay player. Now he's at Sporting, everyone wants him. And when he was at Coventry, that was like what, 5 years ago?
Does anyone watch Akira apart from Leverkusen?
Sorry?
Does anyone up outside Leverkusen want Granite Xhaka?
I'd say there would be teams looking at him.
Name one.
I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm sure there is. There must be. He won the
Well,
league.
yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah. It's still a big achievement.
Yeah, that's not the Premier League though, is it? Why didn't you do it here?
It's a lot harder here though, isn't it?
No,
We're the best league in the world.
I get that. However, if you're gonna do something, go and do it. Don't be like, I'm gonna take you to the brink of doing it, but we're not gonna do it.
I mean, also you've got
Also,
to
can I just
forget
start?
you are forgetting as well that Granit Xhaka did win 2 FA Cups with Arsenal. 2017,
What is it?
2020.
He's part of the team.
So yeah, but he still has that under his belt.
Yeah,
There's
that
I'll tell you
second one
what,
though.
let's compare players now that are playing for Arsenal and compare the players that we had back then. We were still winning trophies back then with rubbish players, and now we've got good players. We're not winning nothing.
Since that FA, yeah, but since that, yeah, but have you noticed though, when Xhaka came in, we didn't finish top four. Only we finished top four only one time. Prior to that, it was fifth, sixth, fifth, eighth,
Then
fifth,
you're saying that's based
and
off
then
the rest of
second.
the team that we had as well. So it's not just him. It's surrounding players around
Well, he's
him.
a massive part of the reason why.
I wouldn't say massive. He's a part of it, but I wouldn't say like he's like, oh, let's put him on a pedestal. It's you to
Well,
blame.
have we? Well, have we got the? Have we had consistent Champions League finishes since he's left?
Yeah, well, we would no, because we had Champions League. We was in Champions League when he left. Before prior he left.
One season, and then the rest of it was Europa League, and then none at all.
Okay, but he still was in Europe.
Europe. I'd rather be in the Champions League than the Europa League.
Well, yeah, you. I mean, anyone would. I mean, it's just there, but like with the team that we had at the time, we wasn't succeeding, and Xhaka was in that team, unfortunately. But I think if we'd have changed that team to what the team that we had now, back then, and had Xhaka in it, we probably would have been winning Champions League and the league.
I can't believe what you just said. That I really
Well,
can't.
yeah, because it's true. So with the team that we have now, best players that we have now that are only getting us to
We
second.
got Declan Rice now.
If we're winning FA Cups back then in 2017 and 2020 with the most
Actually,
rubbish team that Arsenal have ever
The
seen,
2020 FA Cup, that was Aubameyang who won that one.
yeah, but I'm just saying we're still off of a bad team. We were still finishing in the league like what eighth, sixth, seventh. It was rubbish. You- that's where our standards lie. If we, like I'm saying, if we take the players in our squad now, if we were to throw them back in time and put them in 2020 and 2017 when they won the FA Cup with Xhaka, Xhaka would definitely be winning Premier League titles right now. I think if Xhaka was in the side now, we would have won the Premier League because he's a ruthless
I've
midfielder.
just said,
Okay, so you're telling
you've
me that
just,
you wouldn't pick Xhaka at the end of his final days, you wouldn't pick Xhaka over Partey now.
no,
So when Xhaka had his final season at Arsenal, and we were like, "Oh my God, what are we doing? We're selling him now. He's going, and he's had the best season ever." He was phenomenal. He's brutal in the midfield. He was strong. He held it. He held the ball well. So I think we would have been winning trophies right now with Xhaka in the team.
no, come on. We have multiple players better than him over the years.
Okay, so
I'll name one. Lucas Torreira.
Lucas Torreira, he only had like a season.
No, he had two.
All right, he had 2 seasons, but also he played
But
as a
still, in
winger.
those
No,
2 seasons, Lucas Torreira was better than getting at Xhaka.
he played as a winger. He was more of a
No, Lucas
winger than he
Torreira.
was a
No, Torreira was
midfielder.
in the midfield.
Yeah, but that's like
But I'm
I'm
telling
trying
you.
to
So, would
it,
you remember when I said Thomas?
Lucas Torreira with um Santi. Do you know what I mean? Or do you know what I mean? You can't like Shaka's a completely different player to Lucas Torreira. Lucas Torreira's a little pit bull. Shaka is like a great Dane.
Look, no, look. No, I'll tell you what Granit Xhaka is. He's a fucking chihuahua, fucking barking at everyone, no bite.
So look, I think because of Shaka, like, it's an ongoing dispute that's gonna have like be talked about for ages. But in my eyes, I think Shaka's passion is good for a football team as such as that. Because he does want to do well in himself, but obviously when critics are on you, you do snap at the time, and you're beating yourself up about it.
So you can't. So you're telling me you can't take criticism?
No, you have to take criticism, but then players should be allowed to give it back as well. Hang on a minute, I'm on the pitch, not you.
Well, we're paying money to go and see you play well, and you're not.
Yeah, no, and I get that. If I walk into Burger King, right, and I order like a cheeseburger, right,
If I
and
go to, hey, here's one. If I go to Burger King and I order a cheeseburger, they don't make me put the cheese on it, do they?
no, of course they don't. It's their job to do it, isn't it? So
Exactly, it's their job. You're doing what. If you're not doing your job properly, then why do you? Then why?
I
Then
can't
don't
tell.
you
I can't
expect
turn
to be?
around to, them and say, why doesn't it taste like McDonald's? Say, why doesn't it taste like McDonald's? Why can't I turn around to sit there and say, why doesn't it taste like McDonald's? Why doesn't it taste like McDonald's? Why doesn't it taste like McDonald's? It's this cheeseburger. Why doesn't it taste like McDonald's?
Are you seriously comparing N'Golo Kante to a cheeseburger?
No, but I'm
Listen,
saying, you know, like,
N'Golo Kante. Let me tell you something. If Granit Xhaka is a cheeseburger, then N'Golo Kante's beef Wellington.
yeah, but we were never going to go for him. We wasn't going to buy him.
We put in a bid for him. Arsenal Wenger was like, "You what? No, I'll give you this for that." They said no. I was like, "No, I'll get the full desk score instead."
Oh yeah, but that's the only other option. It's what we got. It's what we had to be dealt with. Just because of one little thing that Granit Xhaka, when he
It's
came
not
off,
just
had a
one.
go at the fans.
It's not just one thing, James. It's a whole multitude of things. Like they gave him the captaincy, even though he was playing average or below average performances. And like, let me tell you something. He just kept getting sent off. Like there was that stat going around saying he's made more mistakes than every other player in the Premier League, and that's under Arsenal. We got that stat forever. He's made more mis- he's committed the most mistakes out of any other player in the Premier League, leading to goals. And he kept getting sent off, always rash. And I don't like those kind of players. I don't like those players that just keep getting sent off all the time. This is why I
You
don't rate
don't believe you
Romero
don't
at all.
believe in a second chance then?
I believe in second chances, but this guy had like four, five. Like,
I mean, so this is what I mean. The type of fans that are going around saying this, but then towards the end of his career, oh, why are we selling him? Oh, he's turned a leaf now. He's actually playing good.
one good season. He only had
Yeah,
one
but
good
that's what I
season.
mean. He's turned it around.
That one good season does not make up for. You think you're going to cook me one steak, and you think and then I'm going to remember that for the rest of my life, and not the biscuits and gravy
Making me
you gave us
hungry
for
with
the
all this
rest of the
talk about
time.
food now. But I mean, it's just I'm just debating and saying that players sometimes need to have a chance. You just I know, like you say, he was still developing. There was managers being
I
thrown
did
in
not
and
say
out.
that he wasn't being. I didn't say that. I didn't say he was developing. I said he was playing average or below average. Like he
You got to
never.
remember as well, in the space of when Granit Xhaka was there, we had like three managers.
And
Well, that's just the change. It's a constant change all the time. Look at
I'm trying to
Ferguson
make it.
leaving. Look at Ferguson leaving. I've just done a video just now. Look at Ferguson leaving, and how many managers have they had and not improved?
Yeah, at least Manchester United have won trophies since that time.
Yeah, Granit Xhaka did. Granit Xhaka won trophies.
Everton,
Rob Holding won trophies.
they're still bad players.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they're not bad players. I'm just saying you can't just define off of like who
When
they
a
are
bad player
based
wins
on.
a trophy, it just means they were part of the team. They didn't score the winning goal. They didn't provide the assist of the winning goal. All they did was just run around on the pitch. That's
So
all they
what we
did.
shoid do now is just unless you're the striker who won the game, you're only allowed to go and collect a medal. That's all we're doing now.
Like you're part of the team, but that don't mean you put in a good performance.
He won the trophies. It's there in stone. Man
All you did
United
was
won
run.
trophies. Man United won trophies.
Listen, the player who won the play Aubameyang scored the two goals that won us that league, and also Bukayo Saka assisted one of those goals. So it was Bukayo Saka and Aubameyang that won us that FA
So we
Cup
should
in
just
20.
like roll out the rest of the team and forget about them and only have Aubameyang
If
and
you're if your rating in that match is above five, then fair enough. But if it's below five or even below like 4.5, then there's literally no point in even like remembering your name next to it.
right. Okay. All right. Look, we're running out of time. Look, before we end this video,
Thank
um,
God for that because you've just driven me crazy.
look, listen, we
I
agree to
regret bringing
disagree.
this up now.
We agree to disagree, right? Because we both have different opinions on the situation. I mean, look, for the few, just quickly, how can Arsenal improve then when buying players? What do they have to look at?
You need to look at their you need to look at their goal scoring records, like their goal and assist record, see how well they did in the season, and even you need to look at their past. You need to look at their past season and their season before, see how well they did, see how many scores they goals they scored. Sorry, again, my words muddled up because you've just fried my brain over that. And they need to be they just need to like we got a new sports director now. Like they just need to be like competent, ready to go, always professional. And they're like, just stay professional. That's all I'm thinking. Just stay professional.
Just stay professional. That's it.
Stay professional, like, and do your job properly. And if you don't, I'm going to question why you're not doing your job properly.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like I say, it's a good argument to have with any fan. Um, I mean, I'd love to know the thoughts of Man United supporters and how
I
they
guarantee
reflect
they
off of
hate
this.
every single one of them.
Well, yeah, this is it.
Listen, I may not like one player or two players, but the rest of the team is good. That team though, I'm pretty sure every Man United fan hates every single player in that team.
In what team? In Man
Man
United.
United. Yeah, I'm pretty sure every Man United fan hates every player in that team.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, maybe not every player. Maybe
what? Just quickly, what's the average? Because I want to just quickly go back to what you just said then on what you got to look on. What's the average goal scoring for a midfielder? How many goals would you like to see for a player in
in
midfield to be
midfield.
racking up
Mm, I'd say
before they
around
come to
five
the
to
club? If they have to, this is what they're scouting on. How many goals would you say they have to have under their
all right.
belt?
Okay. Let's say on average, Rice, Marino, and Odegaard all between them score 15 goals. So that would be the average.
Yeah. So
That
let me just
15
tell you
goal
now,
average.
Granit Xhaka before coming to Arsenal scored 16 goals in his club before coming to Arsenal.
Really?
Yeah.
Why did he do that then? Why did he do that here then?
Well, this well, it's I don't
Why did he
know.
do it here then?
I don't know. Maybe it's the team around him. Maybe it's the team around him that didn't
That
provide
or
him
you're
with
just
the support.
that or you were overrated at the time and you didn't do your job properly.
Or other leagues
You
are not
buy
as good as the
like do
Premier
you
League, but
like you go buy your sausages, like they look fresh in the cupboard. You get them home and they taste like shit. Looks better than it tastes,
I need to
basically.
start cooking
Looks
dinner
better
in a
than it
minute. Like,
tastes. It looks better than it
but
tastes.
listen, no, we're gonna have to wrap this up anyway. But look, it's always a pleasure
Yeah,
having you
thank
on,
God
Ed.
I'm out of breath of this. I'm like I never want to bring like listen, let's just agree.
Don't need
I
to
never
talk
want
about Shaka ever again.
neither Shaka, neither Holding, never bring their names up again.
They're in the past. They've gone now. Okay, let's
Thank
move
God for
on.
that.
Okay,
Well,
in
Rob
a couple of
Holding,
years.
well, I'll tell you what, but I hate Rob Holding more than I hate Granite Shaka. Let's put it that way.
Right,
I'll
okay,
just say
okay.
that.
You've got
Rob Holding
such an
gets.
issue with these players. It's unbelievable.
I've got every good reason to.
All right, okay, okay. I mean, in a couple of years' time, we can come back to this video and do another one about how bad Gabriel was in his last season. Or
Listen, listen, Rob Holding. Listen, let me say, 2 years. Rob
I
Holding
would
was
like to actually
champion.
come
Got
back
shot
to
every
this
season.
video to actually like if we don't win anything in the next few years, I would like to come back to this video and go, right now let's compare Shaka to all these other players that have not been doing good, haven't won us trophies.
Oh, Declan Rice will be winning the trophy with us. I guarantee it.
Right, okay, well I'll hold you to that. I'm clipping that.
All right.
Okay.
I guarantee you, Declan Rice will win us one trophy in the next 3 years.
Well, okay. All right then. All right.
All right, bye.
Well, look, Ed, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you.
And
Finally, I'm out of breath. I need to get going.
yeah, and listen, thank you for coming on. We'll probably get you on next week when I'm back from Greece, and
Have fun.
we're gonna have a few other pundits on there, like talking about the football and stuff,
All right. Have fun.
about their
Have fun in
teams.
Grace. Have
All
fun in
right,
Grace.
all
All
right,
right.
mate. You enjoy the rest of your day.
All right.
Don't be hating on Granny
Later.
Xhaka too much. You get a headache.
Well, he's got. I can't. Well, he's gone now. He's not my problem anymore.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much. This has been One Way Football. See you later, guys. Take care.
Later.